Well, hey there and hello, and welcome to the Bedroom of the Dollhouse for another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elfers for August 30th, the day of the rock. That's right, the day of the rock here. And what do we have for us as a visual representation of the day of the rock? Let's find out. Boom, we have us. I don't know if you can see it, but it's two strong arms that are protruding out of a field of stones, holding some boat anchors. That's right. Some big old boat anchors. That's a representation of the day of the rock if ever I saw. And you will understand as we get through with some of the reading. That's right. Hey, is it August 30th and it's your birthday today? Well, if it is, I just want to extend you a heartfelt happy birthday. And if you're finding this video long or perhaps even shortly after your birthday has already come and gone, I hope you had a happy birthday. That's right. And for everyone else who's just joining us to celebrate the old August 30th birthday today, hey, I just want to extend you a heartfelt hello and welcome, all right? And I hope you enjoy yourself. Now, before we dive in directly with the birthday read, we're going to roll some dice. That's right. I like to do a little dice roll. Why? This is the DykASSt birthday cast, so we got to live up to the namesake there, but also for synchronicity's sake. That's right. And we rolled us today a 6 and a 1 for a 7. That's right. Now, what is synchronicity? Some of you may be wondering. Well, real simply put, at least I'll try to put it simply, you head out into the world and you're just letting the universe show you it's with you on your path, all right? And you use these numbers as wayposts, if you like, just to see that the universe is actually out there putting things in your path. So you just got to be eagle-eyed for those numbers, right? You might see yourself a bus with that number, so you get on it, all right? And you chase it, and you just take that bus down to, say, the number 7 line or the number 7 stop, and then you get off. Or perhaps you see somebody with a I always like to use the hockey jersey with the number 7 or whatever number is on there that day. You follow them for a spell, see where they're going. Or maybe you just get off the bus when they do. You don't have to be a creeper, right? Because you know what? The universe is going to put things in your path regardless of whether you follow the signs. It has a way of doing that. But, and you know, we might also see some themes for the day. You might start seeing, well, look, what do you see here? A bunch of green, all right? I did not intend this. I had the bedroom lined up to do the reading from, and I just threw this on out of happenstance. I was like, green on green, why not? And then what happened? The bedroom. How about that? You know, I tried to get a light for the cuckoo clock that was green, but I don't have one. So in any event, hey, synchronicity. All right, so let's stop a-joshing around and get into your birthday read direct, all right? Your month is August, your day is the 30th, your sign is 6 to 8 degrees Virgo, and your period is Virgo I specifically, and your quality and element is mutable earth. All right, August 30th, the day of the rock. The extremely capable people born on August 30 are rock solid where their strengths are concerned. Particularly good with money, they usually enjoy dealing with finance and taking great pride in the successful management of company, personal, or family funds. Whatever their field of interest, most born on this day seek tangible results in their work and prefer not to venture into speculative or unrealistic areas. Generally, the home of an August 30 person is well ordered, comfortable, and carefully arranged to meet material needs and wants. Most August 30 people are confident in their ability to handle most any situation, sometimes overly so. However, attracting people who become dependent on them due to their August 30 stability may prove to be an enormous load for them to bear. Indeed, able to shoulder great responsibilities, even August 30 people will one day reach their limit. And if they feel a need to distance themselves from dependence, they will probably experience some measure of guilt. And therefore, such August 30 people, although flattered by hangers-on, will eventually regret having encouraged them. If they become aware of what they have done and their true motives for doing so, they will have taken a step forward in their personal growth. The great confidence and self-possession of August 30 people is not necessarily the best thing for children and mates. All kinds of inferiorities can manifest in those close to August 30 people, particularly in the material areas of life. The presence of a parent with the organizational skills of an August 30 person can be somewhat stifling and promote indecisiveness in their children. Therefore, parents born on August 30 must ensure that their children assume increasing but not crushing responsibilities around the house. And those born on this day should endeavor to teach their skills to their children and mates with an eye toward enhancing their abilities and making them more self-sufficient people. Although August 30 people often wish to set strict rules around the house, they have to fight any tendency to be over-authoritarian, inflexible, and unaccepting or unfair. August 30 people may be accused by others from time to time of being overly materialistic. Actually, however, it is mental organization and working systems that appeal to them, not a lust for property. Even those August 30 people unconcerned with money are generally more than capable of organizing and directing everything from household chores to large-scale projects. The pragmatic, individuals born on this day are indeed ones to have around when tangible results are the goal. Well, all right. We understand now why you are the day of the rock. That's right. Hey, how about that for a birthday breakdown? I say that was a strong one, all right? And I don't say that word just because it was in the breakdown. I feel it in my bones there, all right? So what do I have to say about your birthday breakdown? Let me refer to the notes here. People born on this day are rock solid and extremely capable people with their strengths and confident in their ability to reconcile most situations they might find themselves in. Overly so, it says, and the reading makes a point of conveying as much. Well, I'm not quite sure what that means, but let's just say perhaps you deal with things so deftly that it solves other associated or unassociated issues in concert with you just doing your thing, right? Though I think they might mean you do so a little bit overextended. But hey, let's not drill down on the negative. Let's assume the positive, all right? And as follows, with such palpable and proven ability, so too come the hangers-on, or otherwise unaccomplished folks who aren't as capable, and thus compounding and realistically probably complicating what you do and what you want to accomplish for yourself. So day of the rock indeed, if you're having to shoulder additional weight. But here's the thing. Even granite can be eroded by the tiniest and slowest moving streams. So the guilt you may feel aside, take stock of what you want, I say, and be open to saying no. That's right. Hard 100%. Be open to saying no, all right? There's power in it, all right? And maybe that's just what they need to get them in gear, all right? Now, it may sound cold, but who are you going to go to for help, right? And how else are people going to learn personal responsibility if you solve all their problems, right? So tell them no. That's right. That said, it's interesting that they mention what effects great confidence can have on children and mates. I wouldn't have thought they'd go there. A source of personal insecurity in those folks sometimes because of your your confidence. I said overconfidence. I mean, the idea of big shoes to fill isn't a new one. And I'd say it's important to let these people know that, let them know in their bones. They have to understand that they don't have to live up to your example, all right? They are their own individual, right? And what works for you obviously doesn't work for a myriad of other people, okay? But yes, teach people what you can, I say, all right? Your skills and abilities sound the most beneficial toward high functionality. But mind that authoritarian air that you might have, all right? You don't want that bleeding through, although it might be a second nature, so who's to say? Just mind it, that's right. All right, hey, let's dive in with your numbers and your planets. I had it out of order in my mind here. All right, those born on the 30th of the month are ruled by the number 3, as 3 plus 0 equals 3, and by the planet Jupiter, which lends an optimistic and expansive social outlook to August 30th people. And since those ruled by the number 3 generally seek to rise to high positions in their sphere, August 30 people will often be driven upward in search of material success, aided by the financial astuteness granted by the influence of Mercury, which is Virgo's ruler. And those ruled by the number 3 love their independence, which makes for a more stressful life, but also, of course, presents more challenges and opportunities for decisive action. That's right. That was a good one. All right, what I have to say about your numbers and your planets here. The number 3 and the expansive planet Jupiter for the positive outlook and drive to not rise to the top, in my mind, but to climb to the top, all right? One's passive, one is active, all right? At least by my mind. And one's got the assist, and the other's got the drive. So it might be on account of that Virgo Mercury influence, so the book says. So I don't even need to tell you to keep it up and stay hard, all right? You're going to do that regardless, it sounds like. Maybe considering this love for independence that's mentioned. That might be one of the reasons why. Because, and I'm guessing here, you also love the stress and the challenge, and then the corresponding payoff that comes from it, regardless the material success. Again, I'm just guessing, but that's nice too, that material success. All right. Hey, let's dive in with your tarot card. Let's see what tarot card you get, all right? It's one of the more metaphysical ideologies by my mind, but it's fun, it's in the book, so why don't we see what it has to say? All right. The third card of the major arcana is the Empress, symbolizing creative intelligence. She is the perfect woman, the ultra-feminine Mother Earth nurturer, who is our dreams made real, our hopes and aspirations embodied. Her steadfast qualities reflect the tremendous stability of August 30 people, and the card represents positive traits of charm, grace, and unconditional love, and the negative traits of vanity and affectation, as well as intolerance for imperfection. Well, how about that? The Empress card. For that creative intelligence. All right. Actualized dreams, charm, grace, and the unconditional love associated with astute stability. All right. Again, we drill down on the previous mentioned strengths here. But the card also relates enduring and enviable qualities as well, I would say. And there's no shortage of folks who wouldn't want to be charming go-getters. So that said, it warns of the pitfalls like vanity and intolerance for imperfection, all right? So just be mindful of lending too much credence to your own legend, I say, all right? Keep your head on straight, all right? Be humble. All right. We all know that you're the rock, all right? So you don't need to hammer it home, right? In any event, you don't necessarily need to say anything to hammer it home. It's just being you. Any event, hey, let's move on with your health. All right. Those born on August 30 must beware of excesses of all types when it comes to material pleasures. Too often they look on the world as their own private playground of the senses, and therefore overdo it when it comes to eating, drinking, and recreation. That's a recreation in my mind. Recreation. August 30 people must beware of overindulging in fat, sugar, or meat consumption, and perhaps first scaling back in the area of meat and dairy, then bringing excess sugars or starches under control. In addition to weight problems, August 30 people are prone to tobacco and alcohol addiction, which must be dealt with before debilitating and chronic physical ailments arise, particularly liver, stomach, esophageal, or cardiopulmonary difficulties. But for all serious athletes, only moderate physical exercise is recommended here. Wow, they really drill down on the diet. They don't really go that far oftentimes. But what did I have to say in the notes here? excesses of all types with material pleasures. How about that? Viewing the world as a personal playground. I like that. And why wouldn't you feel that temptation as you climb to the top, right? So mind your diet and your vices, all right? It's been a few days since that recommendation, so I reckon it might be a true Achilles heel, all right? But again, it was interesting they drilled down so hard on the diet. Sometimes it's just one or two things, but yeah. So maybe be mindful of your meat, your sugar, and your starches. Who's to say? But it's you like them challenges, right? Maybe a diet is a challenge. In any event, hey, let's get into your advice, as if you haven't gotten enough of that already, right? Beware of fostering dependency in others. Teach your children to be self-sufficient and be flexible when it comes to rules. And don't feel you have to control every aspect of your environment. And cultivate your spiritual side and look beyond what this world has to offer. Well, how about that? You know, they drilled down on things they said before, but the spiritual side of things, that's a new one. It surprised me too when I read it. And I actually mentioned some of what's included in the advice. That surprised me too, because I work top to bottom. I don't read the whole thing before I go through the notes. So how about that? I guess some of them. I did, however, totally neglect the idea of cultivating your spiritual side, which makes sense for someone so rooted in the physical, all right? But keep your wits about you, all right? The spiritual side, yeah. You can't always be rooted in the material. I guess you can, but hey, that's not always that interesting. Why not look into a little bit of that high, lofty kind of stuff that doesn't make sense and can't be proven? It's fun, right? In any event, hey, let's move on to your meditation. All right. Let's take the energy down a little bit here. The only rule is the exception. Ooh, real quick and fast. All right, let's one more time. The only rule is the exception. That's right. Hey, that one's just for you. I'm not going to try to break it down for you, all right? That's for you to meditate on. All right. Now let's dive in with your strengths and your weaknesses, though I'm sure you already know those. All right. Your strengths, you're financially astute, you're organized, and you're reliable. And your weaknesses, what do we got here? You don't got no weaknesses, right? Okay. It says you're authoritarian, and you're inflexible. Only two? That's right, only two. All right, hey, let's move on to those born on this day. I like to get in here and see who shares your company. That's right, but I also like to take an opportunity to examine this little tidbit here. You know, I go out in the world and I meet a lot of folks, ask them what they do, and more importantly, if they like it. And a lot of times, they don't. See, they just got sucked into a job for, maintaining that stability or supporting their family. They never had the opportunity to chase after their passion or let alone figure out what their passion is. Because you got to put in the time and you got to do the work sometimes to drill down on that. So I think this is the perfect opportunity to see what other people who share your company did with their lives. And it might not necessarily have been their passion, but it put them on the map. It got them in the book. So let's see who was born on this day. We have Mary Godwin Shelley, the British horror novelist of Frankenstein, and she married Percy Bysshe Shelley. All right, we got Ernest Rutherford, a New Zealand Nobel Prize-winning atomic physicist, and he discovered the structure of the atom and the first Baron of Nelson. We also have Ted Williams, the Boston Red Sox baseball outfielder, 6-time AL batting champ, and a 2-time MVP, Triple Crown winner, last player to hit 400, lifetime 344, and was also an ace fighter pilot. How about that? We also have Roy Wilkins, the NAACP head and African-American rights activist. We also have Jacques-Louis David, founder of classical French painting. We also have Huey Long, the Louisiana governor and subject of novel and film, All the King's Men, and was apparently assassinated. We also have Jerry Tarkanian, an all-time winningest college basketball coach and an NBA coach. We also have Jean-Claude Killy, French Olympic 3 gold medal winning skier. Well, maybe hit you the slopes. Make that your passion. We also have Sylvia A. Earle, a marine botanist and a deep sea explorer, and dove record depth in a gym suit, J-I-M suit, to the ocean floor. We also have Theo van Doesburg, a Dutch day still painter, Raymond Massey, who was a stage film actor, Kenny Dorham, or Dorham perhaps, a jazz trumpeter. We have Richard Stone, the British Nobel Prize-winning economist. We also have Warren Buffett, the private investor and Solomon Brothers head, although it's Berkshire Hathaway now. It's an old book. 1994, I think, is the copyright. We have Timothy Bottoms as a film actor, Shirley Booth was a stage and film actress. Man, a lot of actors and actresses. Get out there and perform, maybe. We got Wolfgang Wagner, was a Bayreuth festival director and the grandson of Richard. We also have Fred McMurray, the film and TV actor from My Three Sons. Elizabeth Ashley, the theater actress and feminist. And Joan Blondell, the film actress. And I think I messed up a couple names in there, so let's get a couple chops in on the liver there. What else we got here today? Well, I think we covered everything, all right? Your season is summer, once again, your sign is Virgo, of the Virgo I period specifically, and your quality and element is mutable earth. And this has been August 30th, the day of the rock, from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elvers. I have an affiliate link for this book down in the description there if you're interested in picking up your own copy, letting it grace your coffee table or bookshelf. It makes a great icebreaker for parties and company in general. It's going to get the conversation started, for better or for worse. That's right. Not all of them are good days. Not all of them. Any event, hey, on a more serious note, I just want to once again say happy birthday, all right? I hope you had a happy birthday. And for everyone else who just joined us to celebrate, I just want to say a thanks for dropping in, and hope to see you on your birthday. That's right. Once again, your daily numbers. That's right. Get out there, let the universe speak to you, show you the signs, and put some synchronicity together. Let yourself get your spiritual side open up. That's right. See the things that aren't necessarily there. That's right. Okay. I want to say once again, happy birthday. Take care of yourself.